Hello guys, today we're gonna make the famous Singaporean Malaysian snacks called Otah Otah. Yesterday I told you guys about this, so I hope you guys are excited. I was really craving for this, so I thought today I'm going to share with you this recipe. I have made this earlier on. In fact, I do have a video I think I made a few years ago, so I have included that in the video description so you can check that out. The recipes is there. It's almost the same as this one. So I was in live streaming in Facebook just now, and some people asked me about certain ingredients and they thought that must we have everything? The answer is no. I've always believed that you can always substitute some things that can be replaced. So I'm going to quickly jump on to what are the ingredients we need. Of course, this is a fish recipe. You need fish. So some people, they like to get fresh fish, which is the best. In Sweden, we don't get fresh fish. If we get it, it's not really that fresh either. So any kind of fresh fish, for me, I think this is good enough. You can use mackerel. Hello from America. You can use mackerel, you can use tosh, because in Swedish, any kind of white fish, even salmon too, you can use them, so it's no problem. So about 300 grams of white fish, and over here you need to season them, but I'm going to come back to that later on. So you need 2 eggs, you need some galangal, you need some shrimp paste. It's called belacan. I know some people, they don't like that, especially those of you who are from USA. You find it very difficult to accept the flavors of this prawn paste. But if you don't have that, it's okay, and if you don't want to use that, it's still okay. You can always replace it with fish sauce. So of course the flavor is a bit different, but it's okay. And then we need some lemongrass. This is the lemongrass. This is a galangal. If you guys have been following me, you guys know what galangal is. If you don't, you go and check out my recipes, and you see the words galangal spelled as Galangal. So go and check that out at the Asian supermarket. And garlics, I have about 5 cloves. And over here I have some kaffir leaf, which I really shaded it. I removed the stems, and then I use the scissors to cut them. And also, you're supposed to use shallot, because I don't have shallot. So if you have onions, red onion, even better, use red onion. If you don't, like for my case, I'm using 1 big yellow onion. And of course 2 eggs and some fresh chili. If you don't have fresh chili, you can use dry chili too. So just make sure that you soak this dry chili in hot water for at least 10 minutes before you use it, so it becomes more puffier and it's not dry. So all this is essential, not necessary must. Like I said, you can always replace them. So the recipe calls for 8 portions, but usually when I make this amount, it should last me at least 2 days, because I eat quite quickly. I love them. And also you need some curry powder. Here we have some curry powder and some turmeric powder. 1 tablespoon of curry powder and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. And also some potato flour and corn flour. The potato flour and corn flour will glue everything together. So you can use also tapioca flour, but I think potato flour is much better. So about 1 tablespoon of potato flour and corn flour, and also salt and sugar. So the amount is, I think the salt amount is much more. And also in my recipe it called for 100 ml, but I don't know how many is this, because this is some leftover that I used from the other day. So I'm going to just put it slowly and then see the right consistence. So if you're using about 300 gram or 400 gram of what you call a fish, you should be able to use almost everything from here. And also you need some toothpick because you're going to grill this in the oven. So make sure you soak the toothpick into hot water and let this soak for at least 10 minutes before you use them. The reason why is because you don't want the toothpick to be burned, because sometimes if you know your oven is too hot, it can catch fire in the oven and you don't want to burn the house, right? So soak them in water. It's exactly like you use when you're barbecuing outside. And also, most importantly, the banana leaf. Some of you ask me, where the heck did I get banana leaf in Sweden, right? So again, Asian store, you can get almost everything there. So I found these, but they are frozen. So what I did this morning is I boiled them in water so they become softer. And also because when it's softer, it's much more easier to fold them. You need to do that step, because if you don't do that steps, you just try to wrap them, the whole banana leaf is going to break and you're not going to be successful. So this step definitely have to do. I know it's a bit troublesome, but you know, if you like to try something really nice, I think this little effort is not a problem, right? So banana leaf, so what I did is that I cut them. There is a stem in between. So I cut the stems so that it's become more easier to fold, because with the stem it can be a bit challenging to fold them. And also I keep them about 15 centimeter wide because I want to make quite a wide otah. In Asia, in Singapore, the otah is quite thin, but today I'm quite lazy chef, so I'm going to be doing quite wide, and then I'm going to try and do it in a wider version. Okay, so let's get started. So you need a mixer too. If you don't have a mixer, then it could be a problem because you have to pound them with a mortar. That could be very difficult. So what I usually do is that I I got the wrong mixer. Okay, let me see if I can find the right mixer. This is not the right mixer. Outside. Okay. Let's get rid of this. This is all funny, right? In live streaming, you get to see all the bloopers. So let me just put this. And if you don't have this kind of mixer, it's fine too, because you need to have something inside. And where is it? Very funny. So, no more otah for you guys. I don't know where is my stuff. No otah, no lunch. Must be somewhere. I don't know whether LG threw it away. I hope not. You have to have something here so that this thing will spin, otherwise it will not spin. You have to be, that is one thing bad about having a relationship. He keep all the stuff. You don't know where is it. And if you ask him where, he will know. But for me, when I do my washing, I know where all my stuff are. blend the same way. So I have no choice. You have to wash this. So I'm going to just put this in here. Poor fella. Okay, let's do this. Okay, usually I like to blend the raw ingredient first. So I'm going to put in everything from here. Okay. And then hopefully this is workable. And then I put all my seasoning, my sugar and my salt. And I put my potato flour and corn flour. And then my curry powder and turmeric powder. And then my eggs. I'm going to put just one egg first and see what happens. And then I'm just going to put just a bit of coconut milk first, about 100 ml. And usually I like to blend just the spice first before I put in the fish. Let me see where is my cover. Okay, now I have to mute the camera. So I'm going to crush one more egg in here. Okay, and then followed by the fish. So, and close it. Okay, so let me just take this because I see that the fish is not in good pieces. So definitely you may need to put more potato flour because I see that the consistency is not so. I'm going to add some oil too. And then some potato flour. If you're using frozen fish, you need to make sure that the fish are dry because I was too lazy to wait for the fish to defrost. So I actually put the cut pieces and it contains a lot of water. So unfortunately I'm going to be adding a little bit more potato flour. So milk, I don't need them anymore. So I'm going to just bring this down, try and pour them in this. Okay, so this is the right consistency. Not supposed to be hard. Oh, there's plenty in here. I'm going to use a spoon. So, I think this is okay. Some people, if they're too time constraining and they don't want to use the banana leaf, you can also just make them into cakes and then you fry them directly on the pan. That you can do that too. So it becomes like a rice cake. So I'm going to just use the traditional way. This is the traditional style. Don't taste it, huh? Because the fish is raw. You don't want to have a bad stomach, right? So this is how it's supposed to look like. Soft. Depending on the kind of fish that you use actually. Mackerel is a bit more firm. For this case, this is a Norwegian torch. So it's not as firm. The best is the pike, the Swedish pike. It's very firm, very hard, perfect, and the taste is so good. The disadvantage with it, it has a lot of bones. So you can always buy a fillet and then you use a spoon to scrap it the traditional old way. But I'm not going to do that today. So I'm going to just do the lazy style. Take a... And then I'm going to on the oven while we bake. And then I'm going to put it on grill. So you want to grill this in a hot oven. And possible with this gal, we call it. It's too big. Don't have a kitchen assistant today. A kitchen assistant is watching television the whole day. Okay, we'll see how it works. Okay, I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna put this one underneath. We have two layers. One layer below and one layer up. So I'm gonna put this because for sure, it's going to what do you call it? It's for sure it's going to leak because remember there's coconut milk in here. So let's do the fun part. There is two sides of a banana leaf. So usually the shining one, like this one, and then you see the more opaque one, or the more dull side. So we always like to use the dull side inside when you put the Otah Otah. So like this, and you can also make this in advance. Springtime is around the corner, so this is also very good as a barbecue side dish for people who doesn't like to eat meat. So what you do is you just close them like this, All right, and then like a small little packet, isn't it? Sometimes if it's too long and if you don't want this to spill, you can actually fold this in like this, and then you use a toothpick like that. Again, you do the same to the next side. Fold it in, and then use the wet toothpick to just secure the opening. I feel very stupid with this glove. I think I'm going to be using my hand, my bare hand. So just like this, and then you continue to make them. I'm going to show you another one. I'm going to tell you guys a ghost story from my childhood. When we was kids, my granddad had a big garden, and in Asia it's very common to see banana trees in gardens. So my mom always tell us, hey, don't go and play around the banana tree because there is ghosts there. There's like ghosts, you guys. So, as kids, we never listened to our parent, right? So one day while we were playing hide and seek, my sister, my elder sister, which was about maybe 15 or 14 years old during the time, she's a leader in my family, and we listen to her. Whatever thing she says is like, like God. We have to listen, because if we don't, we get whacked. So, yeah, we were playing, and my mom always say, "Don't go to the banana tree," and she's very stubborn type. She never listened. She went to hide behind the banana tree, right? So nothing happened. Nobody touched her, nothing. She never seen a ghost, And when we are playing hide and seek, somebody will say, okay, I'm going to count 1 to 10. Everybody have to run and go and hide, right? So she hide, of all the places, she's going to hide behind the banana tree, because she knows that everybody is afraid to go there. Nobody is allowed to go there. So she wants to be the hero. She ran there and she hide there. She knows that she will never be found. But I was there. I saw her because I was hiding a distance. We have a very big ceramic like a bench with a headrest, with a backrest. So that is my favorite place, because I'm so coward, and I like to hide there because I can run around. I see, and then I can move around if the person who wants to find me, might have problems, because I'm quite small during the time. And then I can see my sister from a distance, and I said, go away. You're not allowed to be there. Mama said that she said, whatever. She just do like this and shut up, she said. And then I said, okay. And then she was right. Nobody found her, And then at the end of the play, the person who was counting said, oh, one is lacking, so I have to go and find her. So we know that he's probably going to take a lot of time, because that person who's supposed to find her is also another coward who dare not go to the banana tree. So he never found her. And he said, she was bored. My sister was really bored. So she said, hey, how come nobody found me? Next time I'm not coming here, because this place nobody can find me here. And then after that, she was so tired, she sat there and she almost dozed off, and then she felt like somebody was touching her on her, patting her on her. And she woke up, she was so sleepy, because after every day from school, we don't go to have a nap. We have an afternoon school, we come back at around 5, 6, we have dinner, and then it's already dark in Singapore around 7, 8 o'clock, and we still play this kind of stupid game. So she was really tired. After dinner, she was always tired. So she fall asleep and she felt somebody was patting her. And then she said, oh, I'm fine. Okay, I'm coming. And we were already, all of us were already we have a study room, really big study room. And she said, who's the one who found me? And we said, nobody found you. You know, what do you mean? Who found you? I was waken up by somebody who patted me on the shoulder. And we look at each other. And we start to scream at the top of our voice. And then we suddenly remember, oh no, we cannot scream that loud because then the adult will know that we've been naughty, right? We've been around the tree that we're not supposed to. So we will be punished for sure. And then my mother heard us screaming. Mom is a very smart woman, all right? So she came very furious. She said, did you went to the banana tree? And we said, yeah, our sister went there. And somebody pat her on the shoulder. Serve her right, she said. Serve her right. I told her she's not allowed to go there. So guys, I don't believe in spirit and all that. But every time when I go to this banana tree, it just freaked me out because I always felt like I see somebody there. And actually there's nobody there. And then as a kid, you know, you try to scare yourself, the shit out of yourself, by imagining things that are not there, right? We have fantasy. So now that is not a good experience for her, my sister. Unfortunately, she has to feel that position. And after that, she refused to go there anymore. She was so scared. She said, I'm so sure that somebody touched me and somebody, you know, say that I found you. So don't play, huh? And if you go and Google, you will check, you will find a lot of information about banana trees and all that. So I think it's quite interesting, just for curiosity. Go and check that out. Some people even make videos, some people even make film from this kind of belief. So banana tree is something that is quite close to my heart. In Singapore, we use a lot of banana when we cook. So I'm going to put this in the oven now so that you can see how it looks like live, whether this works or not. Okay, so I'm going to try, maybe make just 2 grams. I'm just going to put just 6 of them. Okay, I'm going to put them in the oven so you guys can see. Just try. The oven is really hot. So while waiting, I'm going to do a few more. So if you guys have heard anything or know anything about banana tree or heard any mysterious things about banana tree, let me know. Share your stories in the comment. I would love to. I'm always very fascinating about banana tree, and I grew up with banana trees, and every time when we have banana grown, I always ask my mom to go and pick it. I don't like to go pick it because I'm so afraid. I'm not as what do you call it? As brave as when I was a kid. I think I'm more brave now. So let's see. So what do you eat this with, right? You probably wonder. You can make if those of you who are from the United States, and you don't know what is this is really new for you. So in Singapore, go and try this. It's quite nice. If you have a baguette, like baguette, any kind of bread, you can use a bread slice, and then you don't need to put any butter or anything. As long as the otah is grilled, or you can even fry them, you just put a few pieces on the bread and make them like a sandwich and just eat them as it is. When we were kids, we used to make this. I remember I used to have a boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend. His mom has this as a business at home. She's a work at home mom. You kind of work at home. Yeah, she sells this kind of stuff. And every time after school, I go and help his mom to do this. We use a stapler. Hey, I can use that too if I want to, if I don't have wood. It's much faster. So what she do is she supply them to the coffee shop around that area. So usually people like to eat this with breakfast in the morning with noodles. So that is one way you can eat with the otah otah, or you can eat it just like it is, like this. And if you like, you can even make a pie. I was thinking about that the other day, and I was thinking maybe, why not? So some part of the banana tree like this, sometimes you get tear, it's okay. And then if you have another one, you can always replace the tear. So it's not such a big deal if it is a bit broken. I'm going to see if LG has a time to go and buy bread. Edge, will du äta lunch? Då måste vi köpa bröd.
Ja, men då får jag göra det. Någonting annat?
Jag tänkte att vi äter den där till lunch. Med bröd. Och så sen har vi resten från igår.
Vad vill du ha för bröd?
Ja, den här är faktiskt gott med baguette.
Okej.
Köpa en baguette. Det blir bra med en baguette. Oh! It's broken. No. Okay, this is the case. I'm going to double pack them. But sometimes you can fix the problem. You just put them back. And put another layer. I think the best way, I find it's much easier, is to use the stapler and just staple it. The fastest industrial way. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Like I said, this can be frozen, so you can put them in the freezer for a few weeks. So you make this a few weeks before, like the springtime is the best time to do it. And then you can keep them like up to summer time, because summer is always very busy, right? People don't have time. I'm going to see if I can get the stapler so I can show you guys what I mean by stapling. Oh, I can smell the otah already. Oh, it's very hot. Okay, let me just open this and let this cool down a bit. I can smell this otah. Okay, what I mean by stapling is if you think that this is too troublesome, use the stapler instead. As long as you don't eat up the stapler, okay? Just use it like this. Just one click. It's faster, isn't it? And then and in Singapore people sell them like a street food. Like this. With a stapler. So this is by the wood. Like this. You just poke through. I find that the stapler is much easier, so I'm going to stick on to stapler. So now the otah is done. I'm just going to finish this part up and I'm going to get my otah. I think I off the heat. Let me just on it again so that it keeps cooking. Okay, I'm going to get this out. Let me just finish one more. Or a long one. Okay, let me just finish this up and then we go and get the otah. I think salmon will be very good with this. And then some people, they like to eat with, we call it in seafood or otah. This is just a fish otah. You can add prawn and you can add squeaks also. And prawn and squeaks is much nicer, I find, but I don't have that at home. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do this with fish. So the same thing, you can mix fish with prawns and squeaks. And then just do the same way as I do. And then, you know, when you cut the squid and the shrimps, don't cut them too finely. So this is done. It's not so much. I don't think so we will be full with that. But as I said, this is just a demo. And since I was craving for that, it should do the job for the stomach for today. Just throw everything away. And let's take a look at the oh, it's hot. Ooh. Very, very hot. So, this is how it looks like. Otah Otah. So what you eat, how you eat is like this. I'm going to get a small plate. This is too big. Get a small plate. I'm going to open this up. Remove the toothpick. And then, can you hear the crispy sound of the banana leaf? Okay. Oh, I think I burned myself. So this is how it's supposed to look like. You open them and then it becomes like this. So you slide them in on top of the bread or baguette, and I think it's better you let them cool down a little bit. It's not so good when it's so hot. So I'm going to transfer all this to the plate. And then I'm going to put the new batch. So they are uneven in size. Some is long, some is short. It is okay. Then it means that this is homemade. Right? So I'm going to put this in the oven again. Don't burn yourself. I'm gonna have the little taste test here. Where's the one that I opened? Allergy is back. Good. Now I'm showing you how to eat them. It's vapor from the grill. Perfect, darling.
I just have mini.
Huh?
Mini baguettes.
Oh, that's okay too. So let me just get a baguette. How many did you buy?
5.
He bought 5. So he just came from the shop and he bought this. Oh, he bought a few types. There's this one too, with poppy seed. I prefer this one. So you cut this bread into 2, like this. Oh, it's so fresh, freshly baked. So you put the otah inside here. You have to wait for it to cool down actually, but I'm just going to show you one. Because if you don't cool down, it will fall apart. Because we're so hungry, we can't wait, right? Oh, look at that. So, 1. And of course, if you want, you can turn it like this. And then I'm going to take another one. Something, you can smell it. Something. Could you smell the otah otah? You are naughty boy. Huh? You naughty boy. It's very nice. So, this is how you eat them. Bite them. So, G it's going to get lucky, somebody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give thumbs up and then share this. I would really appreciate that. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you on my next video. Do you want to have a taste, Swante? Come, let's see if Swante can have a taste on the Otah Otah. Swante, you want to try this? Let's see, okay, guys. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see. You want to try the Otah Otah? Are you a Chinese Malaysian cat? You don't want my Otah Otah? I thought you want that. You can come and try it yourself. I have made one over there. So we're going to eat that. You want to try this or not? Otah Otah.
He didn't want.
He didn't want to. I'll see. What do you think? Let me show close. Is it edible?
Yes.
It's edible. It's nice. Oh. Is it too spicy for you? No, it's not spicy.
Not so heavy spicy.
Okay. Now, Swante, you're not. Go down, go down. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys again. All right, Swante, say bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye. He's just not interested. He want to become